employed by Lord Brahma, and he was a son of Brahma. So he had a high position and was also very proud. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shiguru Sijita Padakamanam Shiguru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Maitreya Vacha Sada Vidvisito Evam Kalo Vai Diryamanayo Jamatuhu Swasu Rasyapi Sumahan Ati Chakrame. Maitreya continued in this manner. The tension between the father-in-law and son-in-law Daksha and Lord Shiva continued for a considerable long period. So we see in previous chapters, we saw how Daksha was a prominent janitor, Prajapati, born from Lord Brahma, right? We have Swambhuva, Manu and Satarupa, right? Who had these three daughters, Akuti, Devavati, Prasuti, right? And then we saw how they in turn, Akuti was married to Mother Ruchi, Devahoti was married to Kardama Muni, Prasuti was married to Daksha Prajapati, right? And we see in the genealogical table how they in turn had many daughters or sons, and they were progenitors, Prajapatis, to increase the population, right? That was the main role. But while performing that role, when a person is assigned a role, and person forgets his position, that first of all is assigned a role, he's empowered for certain task, but he starts feeling that he's a doer, right? You know, because of me, all these things is happening. He starts feeling that he's a doer, right? Instead of taking a humble position, Trinadapi Suni Chena, Tarorapi says, no. Instead of taking a humble position, when he starts feeling that he's a doer, he gets puffed up by his position. And that's what was happening with Daksha Prajapati. He got puffed up about his position. And then, in turn, he started feeling that, oh, my son-in-law, in this case, one of his daughter, Sati, was married to Lord Shiva, you know, Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhu, but he just considered him as his son-in-law. And started feeling that he's my subordinate, not giving proper respect, which is due to Vaishnavanam Yata Sambhu. Right? The respect is not rendered by just age. No, the various ways respect is rendered. Age, by a person's understanding, person's qualities. Just when Sukdev Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, no, he was no materially by age he was young, and there were many who were present in that assembly. Vyasdev, Narmani, but at that time he was the most exalted personality. So when he came, everybody stood up out of respect for Sukdev Goswami. Right, out of respect for Sukdev Goswami. And similarly here, Daksha Prajapati is forgetting that, and he does not give the same respect to Lord Shiva. Instead, he feels insulted that when he came in, everybody stood up, but not Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, he could understand that, oh, he is my father. Right. He's elder than me. But my son-in-law, subordinate than me, he did not stand up out of respect. And then we see in the previous chapter, um, he insults Lord Shiva. In turn, the associates of Lord Shiva, especially Nandi, uh, he could not bear that. Then he counter curses, right? And then Bhigu Muni, head of all the Brahmanas who were assembled there, he counter curses, and there was a big tension in the previous chapter, big chaos. The yajna was fulfilled, and later on everybody got dispersed. But the purpose of the yajna to satisfy Lord Vishnu, right? In all this chaos, you think that Lord Vishnu, or in all this chaos, when you perform a yajna and you insult Vaishnava Yata Sambhu, the topmost Vaishnava, yajna is successfully performed? No. So, now in this chapter, we see that talks between Lord Shiva and Mother Sati, where now Daksha Prajapati, Sati's father, is ready to perform another sacrifice. Right? Ready to perform another sacrifice. Right? But here it is mentioned with Visitaho. With Visitaho. With Visitaho means the tension. The tension remained between Daksha Prajapati and Lord Shiva. That was not forgotten. Diryamanayo, right? It continued. The tension continued between them. As a result, when the sacrifice was performed, Lord Shiva was not even invited. Right? Lord Shiva was not even invited to the sacrifice. And the sacrifice, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport, whenever yajna is performed, yajna is for to satisfy Lord Vishnu. But besides, when Lord Vishnu is satisfied, all others are satisfied. But the demigods are also present, especially Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, Chandra, they're all present there. Right? And now is ready to perform another sacrifice, and he does not even invite Lord Shiva. Right? So In the previous chapter, it is explained what is the cause of the tension between Daksha Prajapati and Lord Shiva. And then in this chapter, we see how ultimately it leads Mother Sati to give up her life. That happened after, especially at this sacrifice, when her husband, who is the topmost Vaishnava, is not even invited to this sacrifice. Right? He's not even invited to this sacrifice. And and that's where we see this tension um, uh, um, prevailing. You know, um, when um, the tension, when Krodha, ultimately, in the previous chapter, we see that how Krodha, through anger, one loses. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, right? Sammoha smriti vibhramaha, right? Krodha leads one to delusion. Delusion leads one to sammoha smriti vibhrama, to the loss of memory. Smriti vibhrama, buddhi nasat. Loss of memory ultimately leads to buddhi nasat, loss of intelligence. Buddhi nasat pranashati. And ultimately a person falls down. Right. And what leads one to that anger? Right. One is attached to the sense objects. Right. One becomes attached to the sense objects. He tries to satisfy the sense objects. He develops attachment. Then he tries to satisfy the sense objects and lust arises. And ultimately, lust is never fulfilled, so frustration arises that leads to anger. Right? That leads to anger. And that lust could be in form of various things. Lust could be in the form of even the prestige, even the form of position. He's lusty about his position. That's a Prajapati. We see that he's being lusty about his position. That, oh, how come this person did not give me respect? Right? So he becomes lusty of his position. And as a result, uh, with Visito, the tension remained. He did not know um, um, advanced personality. A Vaishnava has a quality that no, he does not take these insults uh, to his heart. He forgets and forgives. Right? But in this case, the tension remained between the Jamatu and Russia, the son-in-law and the father-in-law. Right? Between the son-in-law and the father-in-law. And as a result, we see when the tension remains in the family, tension remains between Vaishnavas, between people, what could it lead to? What could it lead to? Right. So ultimately, it creates a big tragedy in the life of Lord Shiva, in the life of the Daksha Prajapati, right? Big tragedy, right? Especially, Lord Shiva is the topmost Vaishnava, and in his case, is considered more as a pastime, but means we see that Daksha Prajapati ultimately is beheaded, right? He loses his head in this entire ordeal. And that's where, what do we learn from these lessons? That, okay, we are in this material world, dukhala masaswatam, tension will at times and different situations will remain, will arise at the families, within Vaishnavas, within family, within a community. But how we overcome it as soon as it happens. As soon as it happens, we immediately, don't keep that at heart. Don't let it affect our relationships because relationships are key. In any community, in any family, relationships are key. Don't let it affect your family. Don't let it affect your community. Right? Otherwise, some harsh words spoken will keep it to heart that, oh, this person did this person did this, and the tension will remain. And ultimately, it will affect um, not only our life, it can affect the lives of our family, it can affect the lives of the community, and more tensions remain like that. A community can even be destroyed. Right. So that's why this verse which Mahaprabhu gave us, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahisnuna, is very important. Trinadapi Sunichena, being humbler than the blade of grass. Tarorapi Sahisnuna, being more tolerant than a tree. Right? Tinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahisnuna, Amanina, Manadena, always give respect to others, not expecting respect in return. Not that, oh, I gave respect to this person, but he did not even bow down, he did not even pay respect to me. So next time I'm not going to give respect to that person. No. Amanina mana dena kirtanya sadahari. And in that state of consciousness, if we go on chanting nicely the holy name of the Lord, right, then that chanting will clean cheto darpana marjanam, right? One of the seven benefits I mentioned about chanting. Not that we are chanting for those benefits, but it's automatic. Cheto darpana marjanam. The mirror of our heart is cleaned of this uh, kam, krodh, lobh, mat, matsarya, of all these bad qualities. It's cleaned. That we do not carry this tension in our lives. Right? Cheto darpana marjana bhava mahadava agni nirvapanam shreha kairava chandrika vitarana mityabhadu jivanam anandam buddhi vardhanam patipadam punamrata swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Right? So that's the purpose in our life, that um, our state of consciousness um, we improve by chanting the holy name of the Lord. And in what mood we chant? Always Tinadapi Sunichana, Tarorapi Sahisnuna. Right? Becoming more humbler than a blade of grass, becoming more tolerant than a tree, and always offering respect to others without expecting respect for us. Right? Without expecting respect for us. Okay. We have few minutes. Any discussion on these points?
Hare Krishna Madhupati Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance of Rishti Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the nice class.
Thank you, Amrita.
We see, Prabhu, that in culture,
Yeah.
typically the girl's side is somehow considered lower than the boy's side. So
Mhm.
when the son-in-law goes to the daughter-in-law's place, to the wife's place, there is
Mhm.
so much of stuff done for him, like
Mhm.
the most VIP. Now that is culture. But if we actually see when we do the marriage, Prabhu, there is something called Kanya Dan.
Mm.
Father is giving away the daughter in charity, and charity is always given to someone who's less fortunate than you, no?
Mm.
So in that sense, the father-in-law's position is higher. And
Mhm.
similarly, if he's father-in-law, he's at the position of a father.
Mhm.
So shouldn't Lord Shiva have stood up with that uh, consideration that he is equivalent to my father and offer
Mhm.
his respect?
Yeah. At the same time, we see Lord Shiva being an exalted personality. No, not that. No, we don't question the acts of exalted personality. Why he did not stand up? Why, you know, at times they may be absorbed in certain things. They don't have to, right? They don't have to. Just like you walk in, everybody is standing up out of respect. That okay, I know this person is such a senior devotee. But if your Guru Maharaj is there in the temple room, he does not have to stand up just because you walked in and others are respecting you. Right?
Hmm.
He may also follow others. He may also offer you the obeisances, but he does not have to, right? Because his position is higher from that angle. Position is not based on just relationships. That oh now um, he's my son-in-law, or he's my swasur, he's my father-in-law. So I have to offer respects, right? I have to stand up, right? In that assembly, right? Lord Shiva's position is even higher than Lord Brahma. If he is with Lord Brahma and Lord Brahma is not standing up, then he may decide that, okay, now that he is with Lord Brahma, I will also sit, right?
Hmm.
Is that okay? I mean, so no, those different angles we should see that situation that hey, no, Ms. Possible is not uh, we don't kind of um, in our from material consideration we think oh yeah so this that but not when same way the daughter is married to son-in-law who is much advanced in Krishna consciousness, right? You offer respect to the son-in-law, right? Because of his advancement, right? And at times we see that, right? That when case like Daksha Prajapati, where is very fortunate to begin with that his daughter is married to Vaishnavanam Yathasambhu, Lord Shiva, such an exalted personality. Right? That itself is his good fortune, not the whether he is offered respect or not.
Mm.
So from that angle, it is seen that no means when in our family is daughter is married to a very advanced personality, we offer respects. Not that oh now his position has become subordinate. No, subordination is through enlightenment. That how enlightened that person is. Right. now, now there are different ways it's seen at times when they are in offering respect, just like Lord Krishna, when he walks into the assembly, what to his elders, he's offering respect. To his peers, he's embracing them. To his subordinates, he accepts respect. Right? We see when he meets the Pandavas. To Yudhishthira Maharaj, he offers respect. To Bhima and Arjuna, he embraces them. To
So
know.
Prabhu Krishna is showing us,
Yeah,
Krishna himself is offering respect. So
yeah,
that way
Krishna is
Shiva has
showing
devoted.
through that example, in that example, Krishna is showing us. But that is not that, oh, at each and every time Krishna has to do it like that. Right? In that example, Krishna is showing how respect has to be offered. Right?
So Prabhu, is this example for those in sadhakas, not pure devotees, and not applicable to pure devotees? Because my understanding is that, okay, fine, Krishna sets the example and should all follow the example. But if you're an exalted Vaishnava, you're above all these material consideration, then it really doesn't matter. So it's for someone like you and me, or me,
Mm-hmm.
the thing of all the social etiquette, respect, and whatever
Yeah,
is an advanced exempt.
advanced personalities at times are exempt from those social etiquettes. Right? They're not expected. They may prefer to follow the social etiquette, but they're not
Got it.
expected that they always follow.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Amitabh
Thank
Prabhu.
you, Prabhu.
Nice discussion.
Thanks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'd like to offer our prayers. First of all, we'd like to thank everybody and wish them a happy Krishna conscious day and offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Rama, Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
China Shingo, Jaina Shingo, Jai Jaina Shingo, Praladesha, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringnam, Ugra Viram,
Ugravedam
Swarantam
Mahavishnu Jalantam
Sarvatomukam,
Sarvatomukham
Nrsingham
Singham
Vishnu
Vishnam
Bhadram Nityam
Bhadram Mrityu
Nityam
Mrityu
Namamayam.
Namami.
The Parna time today is from 6:49 to 10:58 a.m. And there will be Ekadasi Kirtan in the evening at the temple from 7 to 9. Oh, sorry. Ekadasi was yesterday. Sorry. All right. Yes, but you can most welcome to come and do kirtan at any time. We'd like to offer our obeisances to all the Samar Vaishnavas, Panchakalpataru Kripa
Panchakalpataruvasya
Sindhu
kripa sindhu bhavecha
Patitanam
patitanam
Pavanabhyo
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
namo
Namaha
namaha.
Vaishnavinda ki jai
Jai,
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki
ki
jai
jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki
ki
jai
jai.
Gaur Premanande
Hari,
Hari
Hari, Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Thank you, Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, everybody. Hari.